that you can fly. So let's get into practice mode right now. Want to?
Yeah.
Okay. I want everybody to take your little wings and go bzzz. Oh, sounds good. Very good, very good. Now repeat after me. I believe I can fly.
I believe I can fly.
I believe I can touch the sky.
I believe I can touch the sky.
Think about it every night and day.
Think about it every night and day.
Spread my wings and fly away.
Spread my wings and fly away.
Oh, I just thought of that, and it sounds real good. Maybe I'll make a song out of it. So let me hurry and get through this speech so I can find my producer and we can put it on the market. Yeah. I believe I can fly. Yeah. It's all about being yourself. That is the first step. So I'm just being myself tonight, okay? Some of you may ask, well, how can I be anything but myself? That's easy. People do it every day. They do it all the time. Some people will be what their parents want them to be. Some people will be what their peers or others want them to be. And some won't be much of anything because someone has told them that they won't be much of anything. But that's not how you were made. One of my favorite verses in the Bible is Psalm 139:14 that says, "You are fearfully and wonderfully made." You, Linda. You, Mimi. You, Al. All of you are fearfully and wonderfully made. Now don't get caught up on the word fearfully, because in the original Greek context, that word has nothing to do with being afraid or being scared, but has everything to do with reverence and respect. So you were made with reverence, and you were made very well. There's this timing box that I made years ago for my club, Dawn Breakers Toastmasters. I made this thing in 1997, and it still works today. Because I revered that club. I respected that club so much that I was tired of using the old red, yellow, and green cards. I wanted us to step it up just a bit. So I went to Home Depot. I bought the wood, I sawed the wood, I cut the holes in it, put the electrical things in there, and it works, and it still works today. And we would still be using it, except that our president, who is not here tonight, and I can talk about that scoundrel, he decided to go new and modern with one of those little bitty, teeny timers from Toastmasters International. But my point is, that I made that thing with reverence, and it still works. But the one who made you with much reverence, respect, and made you wonderfully. He is the master builder, and he made you with zero defects. So whatever is in you is supposed to be in you. There is nothing wrong with you. We're talking tonight about what you can do with what you have. You have everything that you need to succeed. So be yourself. You are supposed to succeed and excel. So the first step is to be yourself. In order for you to be the bumble baby, you have to be yourself. Now when I say be the bumble baby, I want you to go bzzz. Let's try that. Be the bumble baby. There you go. The first step is to be yourself. The second step is to be encouraged. And I love this bumblebee. It's a wonderful creature because scientists will tell you, engineers will tell you that it is not supposed to fly. It's built incorrectly. But the bee is so wonderful because it did not have to go to aeronautics school. It didn't have to learn math. It didn't have to learn about lift or anything like that. It just flew. Whenever someone talks about the bumblebee, in a story, they always say that scientists say it can't fly. And then they say something that I really like. They say, but nobody told the bumblebee. I disagree. Somebody did tell the bumblebee. And it's in its DNA. Just like it's in your DNA to be the best that you can be. So be encouraged by this little bumblebee. Because just as God told the bumblebee that you are special and you can fly, he says the same thing to you. You are special. You can fly. You were not made to crawl. Be encouraged because you have it all. Now let's look at the last one. Be sensational. Ray Goforth, and I want to get this right, said that there are two types of people who will tell you that you cannot make a difference in this world. The ones who are afraid to try, and the ones who are afraid that you will succeed. People will tell you that you cannot do something. And I spoke to a few people here tonight, and I asked if there were things that people had told them that they could not do, and they did it anyway. Mimi told me that when she was a young girl, that her friends told her that she could not ride her bicycle without the handlebar. You should have listened to them. That's dangerous. They told her that she could not do it, but she did it anyway. Now she says she failed a few times, but they weren't around. But when they were around, she rode that bike and did not fall. Dwight told me that when he was in high school and he wanted to play running back, football team, that they told him he could not play running back because he was too small. He proved them wrong. And today, he plays for the Pittsburgh Steelers. Making a way for District 14 Toastmasters. People will tell you that all the time. My wife, Mamie here, was told many years ago that she could not start a church by this man. 14 years later, she still has her church. You see, Goforth said there were two types of people. One group who is afraid that, or was afraid to try, and the other group who is afraid that you will succeed. I say there is a third group. And that third group is the group that is afraid for you. They will tell you that you cannot do something, not to be mean or vindictive, but they tell you that you can't do it because they are trying to protect you. Either they have gone through the same thing and have failed, or they know someone who's gone through the same thing, or tried to do the same thing that you're trying to do and has failed. They are trying their best to protect you from failure. Many years ago, or shortly after I joined Toastmasters, this was in 1990, just a few months later, my mentor asked me if I would like to compete in a contest. He said it was the Tall Tales contest. We no longer hold that one on the district level, but that time we did, and she explained to me that it's a 4 to 6 minute speech, and it has to be of a highly exaggerated nature. She said, in other words, it's a big lie. I said, okay, I can do that. I've done it every now and then in my life, so I can do that. And she said it would be good if it could be humorous as well. So I entered that contest, my very first contest, and I won the club and the area and the division. There were 4 levels of competition. When I made it to the district final, one of my club members came up to me, and I remember this like it was yesterday. She came up to me with this serious look, and she said, I know you've done a great job in this speech, but I just want to let you know that you probably won't win the contest. Because in the state of Georgia, black people don't win at this level. Now, some would say that that's a really bad thing to tell somebody. You know, the first time in front of a crowd that large. You see, for me, every crowd I was in front of was my first time. But the biggest crowd I'd ever been in front of. Some people would say that's the worst thing you could do. But it didn't turn out that way because she didn't know who I was. And she didn't know what I was going through. See, there were some things going on. There was some weight that I was carrying around. One of the weights was that I was focused on winning. Nothing else mattered. I knew every word of that speech. I knew every turn, every gesture, everything. And you know, when you are that focused, you can lose touch with the audience. So that was a little weight on my shoulder. In addition to that, there were those voices. And I'm sure many of you know about those voices. Those voices that tell you that you're not good enough. They tell you that you're not supposed to be here. You're just lucky, that's all. And my voice also told me that the people that you are competing against have been speaking good English all their lives. And you've just learned a few years ago. So that was weighing me down as well. And I also had this belief that my club wanted me to succeed and to bring back that trophy. And that was also bringing me down. But when she said to me, I'm not going to win, whew, whew, yeah, the weight was lifted and I was ready to go. I was ready to be the bumble baby. People will tell you that you can't do something, but you can. When they tell you, think this. I was born to do things that couldn't be done. That's why I'm here. And that's why you must be spectacular or sensational. Don't just be good, because good is just not good enough. Be sensational. And be the bumble baby. So here is the question. Can you fly? Don't answer that question. As you think of the answer, think of what we've talked about today. The three things that we talked about. Be yourself, encouraged, sensational. Now, can you fly? Yes. Can you fly?
Absolutely.
Can you fly?
Yes.
Buzz off then.